Now, the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People Party, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, has described as wishful thinking of detractors the news that some northern leaders are pressuring him to step down for a consensus candidate. Some news platforms a few days ago reported that eminent northern interests had approached Kwankwaso to let go of his aspirations and support the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, to emerge as the consensus candidate for the North. While addressing the Nigerian Guild of Editors in Lagos on Sunday afternoon, the former governor of Kano State lambasted those behind the rumor, saying they were scared of his popularity and the wide acceptance his candidacy has received across the nation.
Before the closure of submitting names of president and vice president of our parties, we made efforts. We explained to so many people that there was need at that time for merger. Of course, that time would have merged with some party or parties. That time would have submitted the name of president and vice president. That would have been okay. But now we have already submitted our names. We have all our candidates on the ground in NNPP like PDP and the APC. Now for you to say you are leaving them to go to another party, then I think something is wrong. So we have been answering these questions over the time. But to go to the point, you see, NNPP is all out to win the 2023 election. And let me tell you, and I think you can put it on record, can keep this one on record. Today, these other parties, in terms of support and popularity, are coming down with time. And that's the fact of the matter. There is nothing any one of them would do to change this misfortune. I'm ready for a debate with all the candidates to come and put their cards on the table, all of them. Of course, some of them are running away from debate because they have absolutely nothing to say. And some of them, I even pity them because they are even being unfair to themselves and to their families.
Present here are editors from the print, electronic, and online media. So you have an opportunity today to present your roadmap to us, Your Excellency. So the Kwankwaso, Nigerian youths are agitated. I'm sure you are aware of that. They are rightly aggrieved, and they want to know the plans you have for them and why they must support your operation ambition. We want you to use this forum to speak on the plans that you have for them. Let me assure you of the neutrality of the media in these elections, but we will speak for the ordinary people who simply want solutions to their numerous challenges.
And Arise News analyst Kayode Otitoju joins us now to discuss the North's push for a consensus presidential candidate, as Kwankwaso says he will never stand down for Atiku. Great to have you again on Newsday, Mr. Otitoju.
Thank you.
This looks like a case of a dark horse. You know, Mr. Kwankwaso, we've seen him, or Senator Kwankwaso, we've seen him in at least 2 town halls now with his vice in the second one. And I think he's spoken quite well. So based on, you know, him staying on the issues, and now a case where we're hearing that he was asked to, you know, step down for Atiku, and he says he won't do it. Could this be the one to watch besides the top 3 that people have been focusing on? I don't want to say top 3. It doesn't mean that anyone's chances are less, but based on what you're seeing.
Really, thank you, Cynthia. I've really taken time to watch him. He's a very, very serious candidate. Serious. And he's taking the project very, very serious. You will see that actually when he was unveiling his manifesto, for good 2 days, he engaged our station here. You know, that some of our routine programs were not possible. Okay? He made sure that actually he spelled it out, he reached out to the people. He's a serious person. And at the town hall meetings, you see how composed. So when people are serious about their ambition, people should not just sit somewhere and think that they are kingmakers and be luring people to step down or to team up with. No, he wants to become president, and that is his dream. How he accomplishes it depends on him and how he could, get it done. In Nigeria, among the Nigerians, I won't really be party to, pressurizing serious people, to step down. I'm not saying Atiku is not serious. Atiku is very serious. But if you look at the things that have been happening to PDP in recent times, the Wike issue, the Kwankwaso going, forming his own party, and sticking to IU and thinking that it's IU or no one that could be the chairman of the party. All those things are eroding the power, a divided house may find it difficult, to win an election. Ordinarily, we would have thought that, okay, PDP will be a real opposition to APC. The APC is waxing stronger because of the disintegration of PDP. Now, and the new parties are not coming together to present a candidate that can face these old parties. So, I don't know.
I'm glad you spoke about the PDP and the situation there. Now, Senator Kwankwaso is somebody who has left the PDP twice. The last time he left, he cited serious irreconcilable differences. And, he's not painting a pretty picture of what goes on inside the PDP, although the PDP will always insist that it's just a family disagreement. The media has gone on to continue with the narrative that it's a crisis. And this engagement and his response to stepping down for Atiku certainly reinforces that. But let's look at the concept of ideology. So Senator Kwankwaso said that the premise behind the formation of the PDP was actually that there was a united mission to get rid of the military in 1998-99. And that since then, the PDP has no ideology, so it's just been open for whoever's ready to take the reins of power. Now, in the backdrop of, such an explanation from somebody like Senator Kwankwaso, and then seeing him, dropping in and out of the PDP over the years, is he somebody we can genuinely trust and believe that he's standing on ideology, or is this about positioning himself in the best place for opportunity?
I think all depends on ideology. And once you have what you are looking for in politics, you won't stop until you get it, no matter how many parties you jump into. If you get to this party and you find out that actually that dream cannot be, realized, you move to another party. And again, pertaining to the, getting out the military, as one of the main ideology of PDP. I think they really realized it under Obasanjo. In fact, for Obasanjo, there wouldn't have been democracy. Because Obasanjo got there and look, at the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, and weeded out all people with political, ambition among the military, all of them. That left, at the general level, colonel, majors. It's only Obasanjo that could have done that. No other person. And he did it successfully. If the ideology of bringing him, whatever the meaning you now connote or you give to ideology, you get it. If they say the ideology was to, take power from military, they really achieved it under Obasanjo.
Well, Mr. Otitoju, one thing I've heard you say I hope I'm not misquoting you, is never say never when it comes to politics. So now that Senator Kwankwaso has said it's not an option, that he will not be stepping down, for Atiku, do you think that this is something that's set in stone, or there might be a reconsideration at some point down the line?
No, you see, what the man is against is some people forming themselves as northern elders or northern leaders. The first time they invited him, he didn't go. Because they had already had a pact with Atiku. And according to him, that, why should he go when everything is already emptied? So I didn't. This time around, again, you see, probably if the candidate or the candidates themselves come together and say, yes, in order to have the North still continue, maybe it's Kwankwaso that should be picked and be supported. Or maybe it's Atiku that could be, supported. But why does the North think it's their turn? I want to look now. It's not their turn. It's the turn of the South. It's the turn of the South. I want to look. Our local.
Speaking about that and putting all these things into perspective, let's talk about the issue of consensus candidates, because it is an ongoing conversation. There are several people who are even implying that Peter Obi should also bow out of the race in favor of various conversations around consensus candidates. How many of these shifts do you realistically think we will see before February?
You see, this is the problem. Right from the day of Zik and Awolowo, people don't want to step down for one another. They don't. And that's why at the end of the day, head or tail, North always win. Okay, see the South now. It's more or less in disarray too. With the exception of Tinubu, that seems to hold on tenaciously to Southwest. Peter Obi find it difficult to say the same thing when it comes to the Southeast, because Atiku is still very, very popular in the Southeast. All right? Even in the Southwest, we have Prince Adebayo of SDP. Okay? It's making waves. You have to base things on intellect and knowledge of politics and being young. I think the next president should be Prince Adebayo of SDP.
Very heavy words.
Yeah.
Definitely wait and see, but we appreciate your time as always, Mr. Kayode Otitoju, Arise News analyst. Thank you so much for joining us.